voted for Donald Trump.
Oh, really? Tell me more.
The Chef Creole restaurant in Miami's Little Haiti neighborhood is typically bustling with customers. Not today.
People are scared.
Owner Wilkinson Sajor says it's not just the clientele. After 34 years in business, he's lost his entire management team at 7 locations and will likely have to shut down 2 stores due to the end of temporary protected status.
The end of TPS means for me that my future in the hospitality business is almost going to be non-existent.
On Sunday, federal officers made an immigration arrest outside one of his restaurants.
What would you say to the president that you voted for?
He sold to me that he is a businessman and that he will be making business decisions.
Do you regret your vote?
Yes, I do.
What about the argument that ultimately these jobs could have been held by those who are American?
Ha! It's a joke. I got 4 people that's been gone. Ask me how many Americans are tearing my door down looking for a job. My biggest issue in this industry is the Americans just don't want to work. They don't, especially the service industry. If that was the case, why would I be in terror in my mind and so pessimistic about opening more businesses when all of this is coming to light? There ain't no long lines with Americans saying, I want to come work at Chef Creole. There isn't. And I can tell you that other businessmen will echo the same thing. Everyone is saying the same thing. There's no Americans that want to work. They just don't. And I can see why. They're free. They're free to be complacent. They're free to say that I don't have a 911 in my life tomorrow. I can say, let me go look for another job after I've given these people maybe 3 months of my time. But I'm just going to leave them hanging and maybe go to another place and try to look for a job. They have the freedom to do that. And there's nothing wrong with that. So don't tell me that there are Americans complaining about working. Don't tell me that, because I am in the industry and I know better.
I'm sorry, Wilkinson. I just don't really feel sorry for you that much. While I do empathize with some of your employees, it's kind of hard for me to feel sorry for an individual that has been blatantly taking advantage of a vulnerable community. TPS recipients, they come into this country and they're trying to show the government that they are a worthy candidate for citizenship. They want to come into this country, they want to work. A part of that job is they're going to ask that employer to sponsor them for citizenship. You building an entire business off of only TPS recipient holders tells me that you didn't want Americans to work for you. You wanted individuals that were going to work for a lesser pay. You wanted individuals that were going to work in crazy conditions and not say nothing because they knew that, hey, I got to keep my mouth shut because I want this individual to sponsor me for citizenship. You knew that you wanted to recruit a vulnerable population that you could tell whatever the fuck you tell them and you get away with it. You didn't want Americans to work for you. Americans do want to work, but Americans want to work for a livable wage, a salary that can take care of their bills, be able to provide for their family. You didn't want real employees. You wanted slaves. That's why you made that comment about, oh, they're free. They got the freedom to this. They got the freedom to that. You looked at those TPS recipient holders as slaves. And it's something that we don't talk about enough of in this country is when you have people that come over from a country and they're supposedly trying to help other people come over from their country, and they're really just using them as slaves. There's no reason in hell that the government revoking TPS should cause you to have to shut down 2 restaurants. And you on the news talking about you don't know if you're going to be able to stay in business. That is very telling as a business owner. Yes, the TPS revocation has impacted the job market in South Florida. But to the point where you having to shut down your businesses and you crying, talk about Americans don't want to work. I would add your tears to my Trump supporter bucket, but I think it's sprung a leak and I ain't got no more room. This is what I think about Trump supporters when they sit there and talk about, oh my God, I didn't vote for this. Oh my God. I don't even want to drink your tears. I let the ground drink your tears, bitch.